Hello. So one day I was scrolling through the cesspools of Facebook, as one does, and came across an ad for a game that I've never heard of before called Kawaii Islands. A game which claims to be an anime metaverse where you can play to earn real money through cryptocurrencies and NFTs. It's an NFT game. It's a game that seems to be a mix of Dragon City and Farmville, where you can plant, grow, and harvest plants just like in Farmville, but then you feed these cute or ugly or both creatures just like in Dragon City. Looked okay to me, I guess, at the time. So with absolutely nothing else to do in my life, I decided to pre-order it to either laugh at how BS and weird the game is, or become the new god of the anime metaverse, where I can get all the 2D women. Unfortunately, the former happened, but fortunately it brought you this video, so this is what happened. I hope you enjoy. So I opened the game after like a month of delays and pushing back the release date actually. I made an account, named it after my favorite YouTuber, spread through the weird tutorial with all the anime characters, and finally I was playing the game. I harvested a few fruits and eggs and delivered them to whoever the hell ordered them, and was just chilling around my place, just looking around and clicking on everything I humanly could click on. And eventually, I found the Mailbox. Version 0.9.80 changelog. Version 0.9.80 is now live with the following optimizations: optimized order generation mechanics, fixed league rewards display bug, and 3 periods or on ellipses. So obviously I go over to view to look for more details as implied by the 3 periods or the ellipses right next to the word bug, which is right next to the word display, which is right next to, so I click view, and what the hell is that? On the other hand, we denounce with righteous indignation and dislike men who are so beguiled and demoralized by the charms of pleasure of the moment, so blinded by desire that they cannot foresee the pain and trouble that are bound to ensue. And equal blame belongs to those who fail in their duty through weakness of will, which is the same as saying through shrinking from toil and pain. These cases are perfectly simple and easy to distinguish. In a free hour, when our power of choice is untrammeled and when nothing prevents our being able to do what we like best, every pleasure is to be welcomed and every pain avoided. But in certain circumstances, and owing to the claims of duty or the obligations of business, it will frequently occur that pleasures have to be... And it stops there. I was confused just as much as you would be. Is this a hidden message? An Easter egg? Some part of an elaborate ARG? Or just nothing at all? We may never know. Unless we do a little bit of searching. A simple Google search of the weird text we saw earlier brought back some results. Apparently Torquatus the Epicurean said this quote. Robert Kirkman from The Walking Dead number 123 also apparently said this quote. I'm actually a fan of Robert Kirkman. I like Invincible, I like The Walking Dead. I never actually got to watch The Walking Dead, like the show, like straight. But I watch a lot of clips on YouTube, like to see the important shit that happens, and then that's it. I'm too lazy to actually start the show or read the comics, but I'm a really big fan of it though, of the clips on YouTube, I guess. But I have played The Walking Dead Telltale games. I have played the entirety of Season 1, including the DLC. I played the first chapter of Season 2 because I remember it was free. I played Michonne, Walking Dead Michonne, which is like this side story. It isn't really connected to the other Telltale games, but whatever. And they were pretty enjoyable. I didn't really watch the rest of the game. Again, just like the show, I just watched clips of people playing the most important parts of the Telltale games. And then that's all the knowledge I have on them. But they definitely look cool, and I'm a big fan of Telltale Walking Dead Season 1. I played through that a lot of times. Ooh, I watched Invincible 2, the animated one, the 8 episodes. So fucking great. It's so good. The story's amazing, animation's amazing. The voice actors are amazing. We have J. Jonah Jameson as Omni-Man. It's so cool. I can't wait for Season 2. I'm not gonna read the comics because I definitely think the show is the better way for me, just for me personally, to experience it. Yeah, this has nothing to do with the video. Apparently it's from Bonanza. Por Elkin Restrepo. Yes. Andrea Lee of Awake has also said it. Amber Peters of Pirandello has also said it. Good Shepherd Ministries also said it, and a lot of other sources said it. And at that point, I think I kind of got the idea. I was like, this has to be some sort of meme or like a copy pasta, right? But then I thought, well, why? It can't be. Like, it's in all of these sites. Like, what do they gain? Like, nobody's looking at them. How are they doing this for the memes? Unless it's like some 30th century type of meme that I just don't understand yet. But I did a little more digging, and then I found something else. Eventually, as I searched for more instances of this weird text, it brought me to different examples of another similar weird text called Lorem Ipsum, which I actually am familiar with. For those who don't know, Lorem Ipsum is a commonly used type of dummy, filler, or placeholder text. The text itself was taken from the work of a Roman man named Marcus Tullius Cicero, or commonly called as just Cicero. According to National Geographic, Cicero was a Roman lawyer, writer, and orator, famous for his orations on politics and society, as well as serving as a high-ranking consul. The text itself, Lorem Ipsum, comes from a Latin book he wrote in 45 BC called, and I don't know if I'm pronouncing this right at all, De Finibus Bonorum et Malorum, which translates to The Extremes of Good and Evil. Lorem Ipsum was then made popular in the 60s by typeface manufacturer Letraset, who utilized the text in their advertising campaigns through offering pages of the Lorem Ipsum text placed on rub-down transfer sheets, which were widely used at the time. And for those of you who are just finding out about what that is, just like me, rub-down transfer sheets are just like sheets with designs on them, and then you do the rubby and they stick on paper. And apparently they were used a lot at the time for layouts for computers. Later on in the 1980s, the Aldus Corporation's product PageMaker came with pre-installed templates which contained a version of Lorem Ipsum. And from then on, people have been using it as a placeholder text throughout all forms of media. It's most commonly used as a template to showcase different fonts and formats, and as a placeholder for websites that are in development. But it's also been used on other things such as mobile game ads, video games, both in background text and for when unknown errors occur. It's also been used in background props for movie sets, and in background texts in some popular shows which some of you may have actually seen, which kinda interests me and makes me want to look for more times when placeholder texts were used in media, especially in video games and films. Throughout time, many other variations of Lorem Ipsum have been created, one of those being the weird text we found in the mailbox of Kawaii Islands. And as it turns out, that text that we found there is actually also from The Extremes of Good and Evil by Cicero, except it's been translated in the year 1914 by a man named Harris Rackham, who was an English translator. Harris has translated multiple books, which includes the works of people like Aristotle and other classical authors, including, of course, the man himself, Cicero, and his work, The Extremes of Good and Evil. So, there we go. The weird text that we found in the mailbox of Kawaii Islands, the anime metaverse, isn't a hidden message, an Easter egg, some part of an elaborate ARG, or nothing at all. But instead, it was a placeholder text that originated from 2,000 years ago, used in Kawaii Islands either because of an error or because someone at Kawaii Islands HQ was being very, very lazy. Beautiful. Mystery solved. Dude, I just wanted to check out the game.
Welcome you to my new digs. Let's go! Welcome to the GameCon.